In order to solve systems of equations with two variables, we're going to look at the substitution method. Anytime you're using the substitution method, if one of the variables is not solved for, or in other words, it's not by itself on one side of the equation, then we need to put it in that form or solve for x or y. In that case, we're looking for a coefficient of 1 on the x or y variable to make it easy for us to place it into a substitution form. So when looking at the problem that you see on the screen, the second equation, x minus y equals 2, it's very easy to put in x form, which x equals something, in order to do our substitution. So let's do that and take the second equation, x minus 2, x minus y equals 2, and let's solve for x. So we want x by itself, so we'll add y to both sides of the equation. So x equals y plus 2. And now the substitution occurs when we go back to the first equation and we substitute in that equation for the x, we put y plus 2. So let's rewrite the first equation. 2 times y plus 2, there's your substitution, plus 3y equals 8. And now we want to distribute the 2 over the parentheses, 2y plus 4, and bring down everything else that's in the equation, plus 3y equals 8. Combine like terms, the 2y and 3y combine, so that makes 5y, and bring down your other items in the equation. Now we're trying to solve for y. We want to isolate y, get it by itself. So we're going to subtract 4 from both sides. 5y equals 4. And now we divide by 5 on both sides. So y equals 4/5. So we got half the answer, y equals 4/5. And now we need to solve for x. Well, we've already solved for x in the red part, which was taken from the second equation. So since we have it solved for x, it's very easy for us to plug in for that y in that equation to find the answer. So using that equation, x equals y, which will substitute 4/5 plus 2. Anytime you add a number and a fraction, you have to have a common denominator. So we have to rewrite 2 with a common denominator with 4/5. So in this case, the common denominator is going to be 5. So 2 rewritten as with a denominator of 5 is 10 over 5. Because we divide 10 by 5, we get 2. So we're just simply multiplying that 2 by that common denominator. So substituting 10 over 5 for 2, we have x equals 4/5 plus 10/5. So final answer, x equals 14/5. And we'll write that as our x in the answer.